tell me that you understand it. Don't tell me that I'm too demanding. I need you to show me you're taking this too slowly. Don't tell me that you're what I need, no. I believe that when I see so. Time for you to show me. Hush your lips, stop your
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Sunshine, and today is Thursday. We are currently in Harrisonville, Missouri. We're at a Walmart waiting to get unloaded, and I figured I'd share this situation with you guys because to show you guys that we don't always have bright days in trucking, because a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, they are always doing good. And I know it seems crazy that I'm smiling during this video because even during the most screwed up days in trucking, I'm just naturally a happy person, and it's hard for me to stop smiling. I'm always smiling. But anyways, this week is going to be really screwed up for us as a team because we've only done one load, which is the current load that we're on right now. We took a load which is considered to be on last week's pay. We took a load from Arkansas to Cali, which paid really well, but that was for last week's settlement, so it doesn't really count towards anything. And we picked up a load in Cali and brought it to here, Harrisonville, Missouri, which the load didn't pay like top dollar or whatever. The load was only 13,000 pounds. I don't even have a full truckload of pallets. It has 3 stops. Now, 3 of these stops, this one is a Walmart, and the other 2 is basically Sam's Club, which is the same thing. When we booked the load, well, I didn't book the load, Jason booked the load, and I didn't really, honestly, not to try to throw him down, but I wasn't too impressed with the load to begin with. I just felt like I could have got a higher rate, but I said, you know what, it's still well over $2 a mile, and it's, but the 3 drop thing I wasn't really comfortable with, but it was a team load and 13,000 pounds. So I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. We can just drop these loads, pick up this load, expedite it, drop off those 3 drops because it'll put us in a good area, which is supposed to be Indiana, our last stop in Indiana, which we're supposed to be headed to that stop right now. But when we got to the first shipper in Cali, the load was supposed to be ready at 9 o'clock in the morning. I instantly noticed when I got the rate confirmation, that is what you get as an owner-operator when you book a load directly from a broker. So I got the rate confirmation, and I instantly noticed Walmart Sam's Club, which was a red flag to me. Because if you are a driver, we all know that Walmart goes by strict appointment times, and they're not going to slide you in or anything like that. You can't bribe them to unload you. You have to schedule an appointment. They're not even letting you into the facility. So the load was supposed to be ready at 9 o'clock, and it was supposed to be delivered next day night. This is like Cali, Missouri. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday at 7 o'clock at night. Okay? And so I'm cool with that. And then the other loads were supposed to be delivered today. So I instantly, when I got to the shipper, they said it's meat. It's a load of meat. They said the load has not hit the production line yet, and it won't be ready for a few hours. So that was a red flag, and I instantly started emailing the broker saying, hey, this load, I can tell you right now, is going to be late. So start working on rescheduling the appointment time for Walmart. And so he's like, no, it's okay. I'm going to email the customer, the shipper. We're going to and we have like some sort of connection with Walmart with the facilities, and he can get them to stay behind to offload us. Which anytime somebody tells you that they have the plug with Walmart or Sam's Club or whatever, it's a bullcrap lie. So I sent him another email like 3 hours later, letting him know that we were basically getting prepared to pull off the load because we did not want to take our chances with Walmart and Sam's Club. And he just completely said, no, please don't pull off the load or whatever. And honestly, you guys, I don't want you guys to think I am not. And my owner operators know we are not the type to pull off of loads. Once we book loads, we're on it. So we're not playing musical chairs on loads. But this particular load, it's like everything in me was saying, like, look, this is Walmart, Sam's Club. All 3 stops is Walmart and Sam's Club. So make sure this is about to be a setup, because if one of the appointments have to be rescheduled, that means the other 2 has to be rescheduled, and trying to work them all together is a setup. So I said, you know what, forget it. We about to pull off of this and look for another team load out of Cali. And I sent that email to him, letting him know we didn't want to take our chances. And he pretty much begged and said, hey, look, the guy said that the product will be ready within an hour, and I can work with Walmart. They can work with Walmart and slide us in, even if we show up later than the time. So I said, you know what? Okay, even though I didn't even believe that. So they did load us within the hour, but we got loaded after all that time of bullcrapping, and by the time we even got out of the shipper, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We knew the load was going to be late. We just didn't know how late, because you have to get through California traffic. So we ended up getting here yesterday pretty much midnight, and they immediately told us, you gotta go to a truck stop and wait, because they're not gonna offload you, and your appointment was changed to 2 o'clock tomorrow, or today, because it was midnight, so it was the next day. So you have to come back. You can come back at 12 noon, and we'll try to get you in or whatever. Mind you, this facility is only getting about 3 pallets. I have 13,000 pounds. It's not even a full truckload of stuff. They're only getting about 3 pallets. It's super light. And so I said, you know what? Okay. At the time, it was midnight, so nobody's there to answer their phones, which I already knew this was going to happen. So Jay was on the clock that time, so he just went back to the truck stop, which is right up the road, and parked. I get up, start my clock, get here at 12 noon. Now, mind you, I'm already irritated at all the stuff that's going on with this load, and it means that today is Thursday now. Today is Thursday, which means we were supposed to get a load Friday and be out of here and piece our week together with the loads. Okay, we're supposed to be unloaded with all those loads today. We could have got a load from here to Friday, and then from Friday to Monday, 2 other loads for our week. Now it's 12 o'clock. I checked in here, got in the door. They gave me a door, so I'm like, yay, we about to get this stuff off and try to at least save our week. I get in the door and go into this freaking Walmart. I haven't said anything, but I'm so irritated at the possibility of us losing this whole week by doing one team load, you know. And we have a million projects that we're working on. Everybody knows that, and it's costly. So we're not out here. If you guys see me out here on the road, I am not out here to be just having a good time. I'm out here to work and make money so that we can stay on budget and on schedule with our projects. So this week is very disappointing, because when I went in there, I got all this stuff on my mind, and and I go into the Walmart. I didn't say anything. I just walked up to the window with my paperwork, and the lady, she's typing on the freaking computer, and I can tell right off the bat, like, she is just agitated for whatever reason. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything. And then once she looks at me or whatever, I'm going to give her a friendly good morning, hello, and a smile, because I can already see that her day or something is kind of crazy going on with this situation. Although I'm still agitated at what's gonna happen. She immediately just turns to me, and with a rough voice, she's like, "Can I help you?" or whatever. And I'm like, "Yes, I'm here. I have a partial. I just have a partial or whatever. And please tell them that I have a partial, because last time they took all of the product off, and it took forever for them to just put the product back on my truck." So I'm like, "I have a partial. It's just 3 pallets, and that's it." She was like, "Well, first of all, you're here early, too early. Nobody's here to check you in. Nobody's here to put your load into the system, and they won't be here until 2:30. And so she was like, "Oh, so you just have a seat right there, and I'll get to you when I finish putting in all my paperwork or whatever." I didn't say nothing after that. I just walked off and just went and used the restroom or whatever, and then came back or whatever, and there was another guy walking in, and I guess he tried to get in front of me or whatever while I was waiting or whatever, and he walked up to the window. He didn't say anything. He didn't even know what's going on, and she cursed him out too. She was like, "First of all, you cut it in front of her. I told her to sit over there or whatever, and you're here too early too, and nobody's even here to put your paperwork in." So all this bull crap that's going on, 12, now it is after 2:30, and I was the first truck here, by the way, in the docks, period, at Walmart, and they still have not taken off 3 freaking pallets. When you look at my trailer, it's just a partial. The freaking bills that they have, they got to get off like 3,000 pounds out of 13,000 pounds. It's about three pallets, no more than 4 pallets that they have to get off, and it's taking them forever to do. Now what that means is, today's Thursday, we have to get to Indiana or whatever. My next stop is 400 miles away, and I was supposed to be there for noon today or whatever. I was supposed to be there by noon today. I'm here at this Walmart, so that means that appointment has to be pushed until tomorrow at, I think he said 6 p.m. Then okay, that's 6 p.m. and then my next stop is not too far from there, but it has to be pushed. Maybe this is what's gonna make me flip, because the broker's already talking about layovers. I am going to flip backwards if they tell me. I know some Walmart, Sam's Clubs, they take product on Saturdays. Now I know if we take it on Saturday, we're still screwed, because it's hard to book. It's hard to predict and book. I'm right now waiting on them to tell me what are the appointment times, because they didn't even tell me that I had a 2 o'clock appointment today at this Walmart. They just go AWOL on you. Brokers go AWOL, and the communication stops right after when they find out you're loaded. That's when all the communication stops. So I've been waiting on them all day to tell me what is my 3rd appointment set at the 3rd facility, because now we've already taken a loss. And even with the layover, like some layovers pay like $150, or I've had higher layovers before because you're a team, but that still does not compare to how much money you could make. Our weekend low is our top dollar low. Like, that's what really pieces the 2 big lows together, this low and the weekend low. So if we miss out on this weekend, which is looking really close, but I honestly, it really is. It looks like this one load is what we're gonna have, because the only thing that I can suggest is looking for something that picks up Sunday, and hardly ever, since we pull off the spot market, hardly ever do we get a load for Sunday. We have to book it for Saturday. So that's what I'm waiting on. And hold on, I think this is him calling me right now. Just like I expected, this freaking guy just said that the third stop is looking. First of all, something gotta be wrong with this guy, because he just completely we've been giving them updates all day long, and I'm not even if I even told y'all who the broker was, the company broker was, y'all would know off the rip they lying. I knew it. And for some reason, one thing that I noticed is that when I'm in Cali, when I book loads off the board in Cali, those brokers, if a broker is lying to you, I swear, Cali brokers lie more than any broker in anywhere, between Cali and Phoenix. So I don't even want, at this point, after this load, I don't even think I want to go back to Cali for a minute. The loads pay really well. Every time we go in there, you can definitely get a team load out of there paying more than $5,000 to $6,000, even more than that, depending on where you're going and what you're hauling. But honestly, I'm starting to weigh the options, and it's like dealing with the bull crap. Like sometimes you can get in there and you can just get out immediately, but for the most part, you have to really screen those brokers, because they are liars. They will tell you something, and then the next thing, it's not even their product. They're booking loads for someone else, or booking you on someone else's product, and then they're pretending like it's theirs, and you gotta screen them through that process. And they try to say, oh, are you good for the load? You're not gonna, and I have to tell them, like, no, are you good for the load? Because we're available or whatever. And it turns out they're not. They'll say something like, oh, the shipper just canceled that product or whatever. Every time I'm in Cali or Phoenix area, that happens. So I probably won't be going back there for a minute. But now, this fool just called me and asked me, did the load get dropped off yesterday as expected, and where are we on the schedule? I'm like, have you not been in a communication? Were you not the same person that I talked to, I've been talking to all day and letting know what's going on, you know? And I told him, because he said, well, I said I've already been communicating with you guys all day, letting you guys know what's going on. And this particular Walmart is not dragging their feet. All of that bull crap that they were talking about, they got some connects and people could get it off or whatever, that went out the window, and we're still waiting to get 3 to 4 pallets off. And you know what this man gonna tell me? I said, so at this point, I need to know, because we're not gonna make that middle stop until probably tomorrow early in the morning. Right now it's saying we're gonna get there at like 11 something, I would say midnight tonight. So I'm like, I need to know, did you guys set the appointment for the third stop? And he's like, well, at this point, because I need to know when the third stop is so I can see when to book see if there's any options for me to book a weekend load and save this week. He's gonna tell me, well, the second load, they want you in there as soon as possible, and hopefully they will unload you on arrival, or try to slide you in on arrival. Walmart, Sam's Club, mind you. And then the third stop, we still have the appointment set for 6 p.m. tomorrow, and hopefully if you can get there in time, or if not, it's looking more so like Monday. Which is what I told y'all I was gonna flip out if he even mentioned Monday. So I told him straight up, I said, see, this is exactly why I told you guys when we were in Cali that we were going to have to pull off of this load, because you cannot change or slide in or work your way around Walmart. And that ain't what pissed me off. He sent me somebody, it couldn't have been him because he asked me backwards questions. Somebody sent me a text and said, hey, see if you can slip them $100, right, to get them to offload you. And I'll pay it or whatever. That's what the broker said. So I'm like, we went from you having the hookup in the connect to now you want me to slip them $100 to offload me. Like, dude, if I could slip people $100 every time, if I thought I could do this at every Walmart, I'd probably be walking around with some petty cash trying to get just ready for Walmart. Like, hey, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. But if he would have told me that in Cali, that's what his plan was going to be, to try to bribe them with money, I would have definitely said, you know what, screw this load, because we were so close to pulling off this load. There was another load that was going to, I think, Maryland or Pennsylvania or Virginia. There was like several loads and they were paying decent. I just thought this one was smooth, 13,000 pounds. Those loads were like 42,000 pounds, and I really didn't want to drag all that weight across that long of a distance. So I was so glued onto the 13,000 pound load and my doubts. So now it's looking like, more than likely, anytime they mention a Monday, it's looking like we're going to be sitting over the weekend with the load. This is going to be our only load for the week. This is not even enough to pay. Thank goodness we're couples and we're taking the money to the same household. But this is, when you only do one load or whatever, that's not even enough to pay both drivers. So this week is definitely a loss for us. I mean, somebody's getting paid. No, seriously. But it's not enough to pay 2 team drivers. You need at least 2 loads minimum in order to pay both of your drivers. If you're just doing one load, I mean, we don't get paid by the mile. We're not like company drivers. So we're definitely taking an L this week. So, and I told the broker, when I told y'all if he mentioned Monday, I was going to snap on him. I said, look, I said, first, this is what I told you guys about when we were in Cali. I said, I told you guys we were going to pull off this load because this was going to happen. I said, today is Thursday. I said, your layover is not enough. I said, this is a team truck. Your layover is not enough money to be sitting on a load that is right up the road because they will unload us. It's not enough for a team truck. But I knew this was going to, it is what it is now, and I knew this was going to happen or whatever. And I said, and these people at this Walmart is not even bulging. They're dragging their feet. They're not even moving to move 3 pallets. And that's another thing. When you got all this stuff going on, people don't understand, which that lady, she probably just, it don't even seem to me like she's having a bad day. I think she just tired, don't like her job, and she's used to snapping on drivers or whatever. But I could be one of those angry drivers that's just super mad because my week is gonna be in the losing range, and I got bills to pay. I got tons of bills to pay or whatever, and so much stuff to stay on schedule with, and I'm losing, and I walk up in here and you just instantly, I didn't do anything to you, and you just instantly snap on me with an attitude and telling, like, first of all, you talking to me like I'm a child, and you just curse the next person out. It could be that one driver that walks into your office that's having a day similar to mine, and you gonna snap on him, and you gonna just push that extra button or whatever. But I know not to. It takes a lot for me to get mad. It takes a lot for somebody to push my buttons to the point where they just piss me off. Losing money and stuff like this, like this is not it. Like, that's not gonna make me just snap off the rip, because I've been in situations with trucking comes with the bull crap or whatever. But that's what's going on this week for us. Is looking like a major L. And I just wanted to share with y'all, like, some of the things that brokers be lying, telling you that they got it, the plug. And I would say I know better, and I knew better, but sometimes you get so glued to the light load and the smooth. It was just too good. Some loads are just too good to be true, and no matter what, sometimes the bull crap just comes to you. So we're taking the L for this week. That's it, you guys. Peace, love, and deuces. We're out here in Missouri. It's cold. Y'all can see I got my little fluff hat on, but that's what we looking like. We taking the L this week. Have a great day, you guys. Peace, love, and deuces.